what's happening over there at Netflix? Like, they seem to be consistently making pretty good movies, and it's always the one you're not expecting. Like, Fear Street came out. I wasn't expecting that to be all that good. I watched the first one. I absolutely adored it. Continued with the second two. Loved them as well. The Army of the Dead with the Zack Snyder movie. Genuinely thought that movie was pretty awesome. And now here we are, and I've just watched Kate, a movie that I had zero expectations from, only put it on because Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in it, and it turns out it's a pretty damn good movie. Like, if you're tired of Taken, but you need that action fix in your life, this is that movie. Kate, Netflix. We're going to talk about it. That's right, everybody. I am back with another review, and this time we are talking about Netflix's Kate, starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead. But first, whoa, hold up. Let's go back a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all of your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. We cover everything from the big budget to the low budget to the no budget, with a special keen interest on the lower end of the scale. It's where my heart lives, it's where my heart breathes, and while this one isn't exactly super low budget, it ain't exactly super high budget neither. We are talking about Netflix original movie Kate, a movie that I actually really wasn't expecting anything from and was pleasantly surprised. So we're going to be talking about that in a second. But before we do all that, do me a favor, because I don't ask much of anyone, especially the people on this channel. I don't ask anything of you. I just want to bring you, I just like talking to the camera, talking to you, and spilling my bile all over the place. Because let's be honest, my wife and kids don't listen to anything I say. So please do hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ding that bell, if only for the awesome Mighty Ducks DVD. Do all of that. The bell is a notification bell, and it will tell you whenever I drop an awesome interview or an awesome review, and it can even tell you when Phil drops one of his awesome videos, which you'll have seen a couple more of. We love all that. If you can't be bothered to do any of that, if it's going to take up too much time, and to be honest, if you don't think I'm all that worth it, just sneak up to someone behind them like a ninja, whisper in their ear, Nerdly Out Loud is pretty awesome. Kev is a nice British cheeky chap. You should watch his videos. Do that, and we're all good. But yeah, let's talk about Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the movie Kate on the Netflixes. And I think Netflix are on a roll, people. They've been putting out some pretty good content recently.
And now, our feature presentation.
You know the story by now, you know the script. We are going to be going with the plot, the cast, and the characters. Then we will move into what I liked and what I didn't like. Then we will hit my final Nerdly rating. And again, as you know, it is not necessarily the official rating of nerdly.co.uk. It is just my rating, my personal rating, because I'm awesome and I feel like you deserve to have that. So yeah, let's do this. Now, in terms of originality, Kate ain't all that original. It really isn't. It is just like Taken movies. It is just like Leon. It is just like any other like transporter, an assassin who has been poisoned on her supposed last mission, and she has to find out who's poisoned her so she can kill them and get bloody revenge before she dies. That is literally the plot. That's all you need to know. It is Mary Elizabeth Winstead kicking ass all over Tokyo and just being an all-round badass bitch. I think she's great in this movie. I loved her in Scott Pilgrim ever since that movie. Even the Thing remake, I didn't mind her in that. I've been a big fan of Winstead for a few years now. I think she's got it where it counts. She's a really good actress, but now we're starting to see this thing where she's doing more action roles, and she's a brilliant badass. Like, she can do the action, and she seems to thoroughly enjoy it. There are moments in this movie where you can actually see her outwardly smiling and outwardly loving the scenes that she's in, loving the choreography. And when you can see that in an actress, when you can see that on the screen, that's enough for me. Like, it means they're doing a good job and they're enjoying doing that job. And of course, she's got like the perfect guy to play her handler. Woody Harrelson has fallen into this sort of perfect sort of father, uncle, I'm going to look after you role. Like, that is his new role. And I think he's good at it. I can't wait to see him playing Carnage in the new Venom movie. That's going to be a good movie. But I like when he plays these more understated roles. And you know, it's not a twist, it's not a plot twist, because these movies, whoever is your handler, whoever is the guy looking after you, that's the guy who's probably poisoned you. That's the guy you're going to end up fighting at the end of the movie. That is Woody Harrelson. I don't think that's a spoiler at all, so don't get up on me about that. Stay out of the comments with that shit. What I will say, so Cedric Nicolas-Troyan, the director, has done a fantastic job of mixing fantastic choreography. Sometimes, and this is a great thing, like, I've been watching a lot of movies where stunt guys and choreographers are taking more of a role in the film. And you can always kind of tell when, say, Scott Adkins or Jesse V. Johnson is in charge of the camera or in charge of the action, like directing chair and everything. They're in charge of the fight scenes because they flow a lot better. The cuts are not quicky and choppy and everything like that. And this guy, Cedric Troyan, like, he has some of the quick chops, but there are quite a bit of like long stated fight sequences that I just appreciate because I get to see the punches land. I get to see the pain of the punch that has landed. And that's all good. That's what you want when you watch an action movie. You're supposed to see the pain. And she gets her ass kicked. But every punch, it looks like she took it. I can appreciate that. And that's what this director's done. He's got a lovely aesthetic, some amazing neon lights. There's a wonderful chase sequence towards the start of the movie, like through the streets of Tokyo and everything. It's going really fast. Remember that movie Talk? It's a little bit like Talk, but not as stupid, if you know what I mean. Talk went way over the top, where the CGI action chases were just too much. It was too much. Joseph Hahn went overboard with that stuff. This guy keeps it nice and simple. We're going to make it look real. We're going to make it look like it's actually happening, but it is a little bit over the top, and the young boys are going to love it. I'm not a young boy. I still loved it. So the things I liked and didn't like, I suppose we've already kind of covered that. I love a lot of the camera work in this movie. I love the aesthetic of this movie, the way it feels. I love the soundtrack of this movie, the fighting in this movie. I love the dialogue in this movie because it's over the top one line cheese. And who doesn't love a bit of over-the-top one-line cheese? I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead in this film. This new action persona that she's picking up and she's running with, I think she suits it. Even in the Scott Pilgrim days when she kind of throws down a little bit, not much, but when she does a little bit, you bought the character. I think she's got it where it counts. As I say, she can do action, she can do romance, she can do a little bit of comedy, which is awesome. But she's an all-rounder. That's all I'm going to say. She's an all-rounder. I'm not sure if Netflix knew what they were getting with Winstead, because I guess she's not necessarily a huge name where she's going to cost a fortune, so you can keep your budget down a little bit, and maybe that's why they went for it. But boy, she just blasts this out of the water. She's more than capable of this movie. She's almost too good in points for this movie. It made me think of Peppermint. Remember Peppermint like a couple of years ago with Jennifer Garner? That was meant to be her big comeback. And let's be honest, after the first 10 minutes, it just kind of sucked. Peppermint was decent, but it wasn't great. This is great. This is absolutely great. This is the female action hero movie that I needed in my life right now. Netflix, you've pulled out of the bag again. I am chuffed to bits that we are actually getting good Netflix content now, and long may it continue. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit you with my rating for this movie, and it's a straight 4. It is a solid 4, but it's a good 4. Happy days. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I will watch anything you do. I think you're amazing. And this director, I'm going to be keeping an eye out, because like I say, that neon Tokyo vibe, like, if you want to have a blast at Akira, like, I think somebody's working on Akira now, and if they are, you know, crack on, like, whatever. I desperately want to see a well-made Akira movie. I just don't think we're ever going to get a well-made Akira movie. We're just going to get Hollywood fluff. But if this guy wants to have a crack at it, I'd be all right. Like I've been pitching Adi Shankar for years. I think he would do an amazing Akira movie. He has all the sensibilities you need for that kind of vibe. But if this guy wanted to have a wee go, I'm all for it. I think everybody's great in this. The entire cast does well. Woody Harrelson is a fantastic sort of over the top of the lane when he needs to be. He's always good in that role. You get what you pay for with Woody, and that is just sheer class. So I'm going to bounce. I'm going to let you go. But please do, if you have Netflix or if you have your friends' Netflix or your parents' Netflix, please do go and watch this movie. Kate is one of those films that I fear will slip under the radar a little bit, but it really shouldn't, because we have an amazing leading female performance that I think is missing. Is just missing. Like, we don't get this kind of female performance often, but when we do, we need to embrace it. And she is wonderful in this film. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Kate, loved it. Winstead, you're awesome. I'm going to go. Please do subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Hit me in the comments if you've seen it. And if you liked it, let me know. I'm out.